If you're trying to get your first wholesaling real estate deal and nothing seems to be working, it's probably because you're going after the wrong type of motivated sellers. What if I told you there was a way to find motivated sellers who actually need to sell their property, not want to sell their property, or they're thinking of selling their house, but they actually have to sell their property? What if you got in front of people that needed to sell? Guess what happened? You'd actually close them faster. You'd get deals quicker. You'd be making more moolah. And the best part is, you're not going to be making $10,000 or $20,000 on these wholesaling deals. You're going to be making $30,000, $40,000, even $50,000 on these type of deals. Guys, I've been wholesaling real estate for over 10 years. I've done over 4,000 wholesaling real estate deals, and I currently make over $1 million a month in my own real estate investing and wholesaling operation. And throughout my entire experience wholesaling real estate, I have found the more motivated the seller is, the more money I tend to make. And so why don't we go out here and just skip everything and pretty much guarantee get a wholesaling real estate deal and make the most per deal? Well, again, that's going after sellers that need to sell the property. Now, again, I'm telling you the difference between a seller that needs to sell and wants to sell. So think about it. A seller that needs to sell their property is, this thing has to be sold within the next 45 days, no matter what. This is a big problem. You see, them owning their piece of real estate is a massive issue. It's a massive problem. And then you got the other hand, which is somebody that is considering selling their property, or it'd be nice to sell it in a couple months, but it's not like, oh my gosh, it has to be done. You see, most wholesalers chase after people that just want to sell, not need. Of course, there's still money from sellers that want to sell their property versus needing, but that's not where the big money's at. You see, the main schism or big divide or difference between these two types of motivated sellers is to get people that just want to sell their property. You're gonna have to call tens of thousands of people or do a massive text blast campaign to go find a bunch of leads for people that are considering selling their house. Versus again, doing people that need to sell, it's gonna be a little more work to go out here and find these sellers, but it's a lot less calls to go out here and get a wholesaling deal. So what we're gonna do to get these type of deals is we're just gonna combine two lists. That is it, a simple two-list strategy, or what I call my push-in P lists. What are they? Probates and pre-foreclosures. Simple as that. Now, what I would call it my push and P list? Well, you might not be as cultured as I am, but one of the coolest rap songs ever is called Push and P from Gunna and Future. And if you don't know much about Atlanta's finest rappers, Gunna and Future are absolutely amazing. And they have a song called Push and P, which is slang for going out here and doing the right thing. Push and P. Don't get me started about the origins. I don't move the culture like that, but that's what it means, hopefully. And I'm basically just stealing that and putting it into wholesaling real estate because unironically, the two best list and most motivated sellers are probates and pre-foreclosures, which start with the letter P. So we push and P, baby. So how do you go out here and start getting some good deals and push and P? Well, again, probates, pre-foreclosures. Let's talk about the first one, probates. This is a list of people that passed away and the heirs are trying to go out here and get ownership of the property. So probate is the legal definition of settling the affairs of someone's estate. And again, we care more about the real estate side of this. So this is more about the person actually owning a piece of property and getting inherited, right? The heirs, the son, daughter of the person that passed away. And what's really sexy and awesome with these type of deals is probates are usually vacant properties. The family doesn't want the property. They want the money from the house. There's not much sentimental, emotional value towards the property. So they don't have this weird sentimental value. I've had sellers tell me that they want to sell and they need a certain price because of sentimental value. These properties tend to have a ton of repairs that need to be done on the house because they just usually sitting there for a while. There's lots of emotional stress with these type of people just having to get rid of the property because of the financial burden it is to actually just keep the property going. The cool part is these deals are really good, but they tend to move very slow. Basically meaning most sellers believe and think that they have to go through the entire probate process before they can sell the property. When again, that's not the case. In most states, you can get a contract with the heirs and go through a court process to get it rushed quicker. So they get their cash quicker and not have to deal with a lot of the probate process. Now, in easy, simple terms, how does this work for you in wholesaling real estate? And how can you start pulling this list and start getting the deals from it? Well, it's pretty simple. You need to go out here and get a list of the probates, or more specifically, a list of all the probate court cases, because these are court cases filed from the heirs that are inheriting the property, trying to get ownership of their deceased relatives or family members' property. So if you want to do like an easy market, again, I just like showing Palm Beach County because it's so easy. But if I go out here to Palm Beach County public records, right, and I go try try to search it, I can go to official records right here, and I go to document type, I can accept it, and I can go to document type and just search for P probate right here. All probates for the past, let's just do for the week. I'm not a robot, press search. And right here are all the recent probate documents. For example, if you want to go out here, you can see that the Susan Tucker person passed away. So if I click it right here, and again, editors, please blur some of this information out. But we see that the Susan Tucker passed away and the heirs are trying to inherit the property. Now, it really does kind of suck here is the state of Florida doesn't let you see who the heirs are. Ohio and Pennsylvania, you can, but usually you can't get too much of this information. But what's really cool about what Florida does, because they don't give that, you get the name of the person that passed away. Now, they actually make it really easy here. They actually link the property appraiser and the legal description. So the owner on record here is the person that passed away, which is this house. So actually a really nice house. It's like a $4 million house. Okay, let's skip that one really quick. That is a $4 million house. It's probably not want to deal with that one. Let's try this one for Beverly here. So this person owns this parcel here. I can click right here. So they were Norma Shoxo. There's multiple names on here, but it looks like the probator went through and we already have their information on here, which is cool. So it looks like this Rocky Hart unfortunately passed away. And if you click here on the property appraiser, you can see on this address right here, the owner is this Rocky Hart that passed away. So what we're going to do is we're going to go take this information. So this property address right here, we're going to put it on a website like cyberbackgroundchecks.com. And this is in Belle Glade. We're going to go out here and find the heirs to this property. So we have Rocky Hart that passed away. So if you click on their information, we have possible relatives right here. So like Lori Hart, we can go out here and reach out to these people. So it looks like she's in Oklahoma and we're going to cold call her and to see if she's looking to sell her property on this address right here for cash. Now, obviously the editors have this blurred out. We're just going to see if she's interested in selling this property for cash. Now she's going to say yes, because she is looking to sell it with a probate, or possibly not. Or like, how dare you get my information, whatever. Guys, we're here to help people out. And if she's embarrassed and she doesn't want to go sell her house, she's going to say, no, I'm not interested in selling it. No problem. Usually, and I've done this live before, I call these people up and guess what they say? So remember, this person's cousin, aunt, uncle, mom, dad passed away. And think about this story for a second. Lori lives in Oklahoma, and let's say it's Lori's dad that passed away. Lori probably grew up in the middle of Oklahoma, and he decided, you know, the dad, to go to Florida to go out here and live his later golden years. And now he passed away, and Lori's now going to inherit a random property in the middle of the swamp in Belle Glade. She probably has never even been to the dang house, or which I've seen before. And again, I'm not going to talk about Lori specifically, but sometimes, you know, they hate their dad or mom and they passed away, and well, the house is now mine. I've never seen the house. I don't deal with it, and I just want to get my cash. But you can just write a contract to buy it, and I don't have to go to the house. I don't have to go on a flight and have to deal with all that stuff. Done. And that's how a lot of these probates work. But again, you have to go find enough people, right? It's not going to be this specific seller. It's going to be a great wholesaling deal specifically. You might need to get in front of 20 or 30 of these, but they end up being massive, great wholesaling deals because she needs to sell the house because she has to pay the property taxes and she doesn't want to deal with that. Same exact things happens with the pre-foreclosure list. If you go out here and look up a list pendants, which is going to be right here, list pendants, just how you pull the pre-foreclosures in most areas. So here are the list pendants. Literally just today, you can look up right here, this property right here. Let's go out here, Wells Fargo Bank on this property. So Wells Fargo probably gave the mortgage. They're suing these people for not paying the mortgage on this specific property. And it looks like this was actually a loan modification. So if you go here, they're suing Lamar and Jacqueline Jackson. And if you go right here, you can see the property address, which is going to be this house right here in Lake Worth, Florida, and they are not paying the mortgage. So you don't pay the mortgage, well, guess what happens? The bank is going to sue them to get the property back. And probably there's about 60 to 90 days before this property goes to a court-ordered auction or the bank takes it over on an REO. Actually, let's just actually look up the actual address right here from like X Leads. If we go here, we look at the loans on the property. It looks like they currently owe $198,000. So they owe $198,000. So if the house is worth 500 grand and let's say it auctions off for 500 grand, the bank gets their 198 they're owed and they get the proceeds. But usually again, it doesn't work like that. And they probably owe a lot more, but they couldn't pay the mortgage here. So what this pretty much means is this property is going to go to auction in the next 60 to 90 days. It's going to destroy the seller's credit. They might not be able to get another mortgage for a very long time or even rent out a property. It's going to be bad for their records. And this is not good. So what I would do is reach out to these people and see if they would just want to sell their property. Remember, you don't don't need to be 1-for-1 with these people. 1 out of 100, you can get a really good lead, and probably 1 out of 200 or 300, you get a deal. And within a week or two, you can pretty much get a deal every single month on autopilot by just pulling this lists. Now, what do I recommend for these lists? I recommend you just cold call probates. Also, if you can go out here and maybe write handwritten letters to them, we actually have a whole course on how to write letters to probates inside of my free real estate wholesaling coursing community, freewholesaling.com. Pre-foreclosures is a nice two-pronged approach. Now, technically, you can call pre-foreclosures. That's simple and easy. I don't actually recommend cold calling pre-foreclosures. I would prefer that you text them using a software like xleads.com. It's literally only 1 penny per text. So some quick math here. If you have 500 pre-foreclosures to text, it would cost you $5 to text them on xleads.com, which is crazy. And then I'd go out here and put a sticky note on all their properties. So get a sticky note, pull all the properties, put them on a nice little spreadsheet. So you got all the court cases right here. In some areas, they're not as easy as to pull. So you might have to do a FOIA request or actually request to get all the probates. To get all the probates or pre-foreclosures on a CSV or an Excel format sent to you. But there's literally an export tab right here. You can export this as a CSV, throw into AI, get everything all organized. I personally would import that entire list right here on the import file, the XLeads, import all that data, get the phone numbers. And then if you got like 200 addresses for the month on list pendencies, I would physically go to the house and put a sticky note on the door. I would write on the sticky note, handwritten, hey, this is Zach. I had a quick question about your property. Please give me a call back. Use a Google Voice number or an XLeads inbound number and go out here and get a wholesaling real estate deal. Guys, this is the ultimate cheat code. So what is your step-by-step assignment to do right now? Number 1, pull the probate list from your county of all the probates in the past 30 days. Number 2, you're gonna pull all the pre-foreclosures for the past 30 days, the list pendencies. They're also called the notice of default, whatever you wanna call them. I would pull all that data, get all the addresses. I'd import it in a website like xleads.com. Organize the data. If you're using probates, maybe go to cyber background checks to find some of the relatives and go out there and call them. Pre-foreclosures, I would text them with using XLeads, and then I put sticky notes in the house, go out here and get some leads and get some deals and get your first wholesaling real estate deal using my Push and P system and lists. Guys, if you're ready to get started, do me a favor, go to my free real estate wholesaling coursing community, freewholesaling.com, because your next question is going to be, how do I talk to the sellers? How do I give them an offer? How do I deal with objections? How do I close them properly? It's all inside the free wholesaling coursing community, freewholesaling.com. And like always, if you've got any value from this video, smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. This is Zach Ginn signing out.